You're still on to Journalist Hangout. Next, now the decision on whether or not to pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage approved by the federal government remains a knotty one for many state governors. Well, the governors on the platform of the People's Democratic Party are divided on implementation of the new minimum wage. While Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa State has commenced payment, other governors have expressed concerns about the financial implications of the wage payment. Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Bala Mohammed, said that discussions are ongoing to find a level ground across the states. Let's share this package by TVC News Owolabi Adenusi with you.
This is the first time the People's Democratic Party will be holding its Governors Forum meeting in the Northeast, and it is taking place here in Taraba State. Shortly after their arrival, the meeting was declared open by the Forum Chairman, Governor Bala Mohammed, before it went into a closed-door session. The meeting lasted for over an hour before a communique was issued.
This is something that is dynamic, is still in the process. You can see the federal government sent a tripartite committee to discuss. The governors were there, and definitely the Governors Forum, irrespective of party, are coming together to see the way and manner to implement the minimum wage. We are labor-centric. We are labor-friendly. We believe that the workers are suffering, but certainly we will see ways and means to be able to implement the program. What is being given by the federal government is even an insult. It will not serve even a village on a sustainable basis. But palliation is a palliation. So we really have to go back to good governance.
On the political crisis in Rivers State, the PDP Governors Forum restated its stand with Governor Similaye Fubara. The governors promised to engage the NWC of the party to revisit the Congress in Rivers State with a view to correcting the anomaly and allowing the governor to take his rightful leadership position of the party.
The forum knows the political impasse in Rivers State, where court judgments are employed to determine the outcome of party congresses. The PDP Governors Forum restates its stand and firm support to the governor of Rivers State and will engage the NWC of our great party to revisit the Congress with a view to correcting the anomaly and allowing His Excellency Governor Similaye Fubara to take his rightful leadership position of the party in the state.
Now, that's a report by our correspondent Owolabi Adenusi right there. So, Moji, let me come to you on this, because some would ask, why is it so difficult for the governors to pay the 70 naira minimum wage? I mean, this is something that the federal government has made into a law. So why should this be an issue right now?
We said it here that the 70,000 minimum wage would generate a lot of crisis, especially in some states. There are some states now that are still unable genuinely to pay 30,000. So what I expected was for the National Assembly to enact a law that would make it a bit flexible. But as it is, it's going to be a bit difficult. Well, I'm not giving an excuse for the governors, but there are some stark realities that we are going to face with this minimum wage. And that's what some of the PDP governors are saying. So when you look at your books, in fact, at a point at the Governors Forum, not even the PDP Governors Forum, the Nigerian Governors Forum, that comprises of all the governors, they said even if it's only about 10 states or 12 states can successfully pay this 70,000 minimum. Lagos, Rivers, Kano, Oyo, Ogun, Rivers, and a few others. And that's why some of them are backtracking now, and they are saying they want to go and negotiate with Labour. And I see a situation where there might be a need to reduce workforce if some states must pay this minimum wage. Because, of course, there are some redundancy. But a state like Lagos, Edo, I think it's something Lagos have been paying, and Edo has been paying. But there are some states that might find it difficult to pay. But then the governors too must reduce the way they spend from their convoys, from the management of their government houses. Our democracy is too expensive. You see a governor going with a convoy of about 12 vehicles, then you go to the government house, you see almost about 100 policemen that are in charge. You see a governor appointing more than 1,000 aides. Political aides. So all this must be addressed for us to see that, yes, if a governor is saying, yes, I cannot pay this 70,000 minimum wage, yes, he too has also, taking some conscious efforts to show us that, yes, I'm sympathizing with our workers by reducing his own staff strengths and also some of the things that occur to him. And I expect that some of the governors too will also review their security votes and let some of this go into education sector, health sector, and some other sectors of the economy.
Right. So, BKO, when taken from the part of Mujid now, we need to look at a reduction of workforce, we need to look at a reduction in the cost of governance. But then again, some would say that perhaps the governors need to look into how to boost its IGR if it's to pay these workers their new minimum wage of 70,000 naira. What other propositions would you suggest in this regard?
Well, the truth is, a lot of the states are carrying dead weights. Some governors have more than 2,000 aides. I remember a governor telling me that he was given 5,000 aides and that he reduced it to 3,000. So I told him, you should still reduce from the 3,000. I told him in plain language, a governor from the North Central. So I believe that if they get those dead weights out of the way, they should be in position to pay. A situation in which you have 9 drivers to about 3 cars is what we have in the civil service. It's happening. It's not an exaggeration. There was a ministry that we went to, and our CEO was saying, how come these people are so top-heavy? I won't go further because they will know I'm referring to them. You see, many of us can't run our private business concerns the way we run the government. Because people simply see government as a buffet, as a buffet, where you just go and take your own slice, eat to your fill, eat more than you can finish, and then walk away. And you want to see greedy Nigerians, go to a buffet. People will fill their plates with what they cannot finish. That's what we see, you know. So I believe that states should be able to pay 70,000. If they were not paying before, but they now have a situation in which they are earning 40% more than what they used to earn. And we've seen some governors take steps. Come on, if Adamawa state governor says he's prepared to pay, is not one of the richest states in Nigeria. In fact, it's one of the poorest. But it's prepared to pay. Gombe has already announced that he's going to pay. So how can the governor of Bauchi State be telling us that we know that the workers are suffering? If we know that the workers are suffering, go ahead and do the needful. Sit with them, negotiate with them, not on 70,000. That's already law. There's no law that permits anybody to pay below 70,000. The fact that we have not enforced our law does not mean the law is not there. You know, we are discussing here one day, and somebody said the states will pay what they can afford. People are sending me messages that what is your guy saying? Because the law is clear. It's that there shall be a minimum wage. And that nobody must go below the minimum wage. So they must go and pay. They are collecting now 40% higher than what they used to get. So it's about planning. Lagos State at a time, the internal generated revenue was just about 1 billion. Today I'm told it's in excess of 60 billion. Yes. That's what I was told. It's in excess of 60 billion.
That's a fact.
I don't want to mention exactly what they told me. What they told me is in excess of 60 billion. So whether you think it's 100 billion or 75 billion, it is your choice to determine how much it is.
But at least a minimum of 60.
So, but I know that I've been told that it's above 60 billion. So look at the improvement over the years. And the improvement didn't come by accident. They had to make the collection more transparent, more efficient, and technologically driven.
Yeah.
The more you remove human influence from the commanding heights of business, the greater your chances of making money. I know that at the federal level they are planning that now. They want to automate the system. If President Tinubu and Zak Adedeji can do that for us, you see the quantum of money that these revenue generating government agencies will be making. Because a lot of them are not remitting a good chunk of what is coming into their coffers. The National Assembly is always complaining that these guys are not remitting enough. What if you create a system that is technologically driven, that they know they cannot tamper with? Go to the airport, park your car, and try to see whether you can start your engine and leave the premises without paying. No, let somebody try that now.
Whether the consequences already.
You cannot. Even they will not. The machine itself will not permit you to drive out.
You have to scan your
that boom.
You have to scan your ticket.
That boom, or what is it that is called? That boom will stop you. You can't go anywhere. It is when you, by yourself, you slot that card into the hole.
Yeah.
Then it will open the door for you. It's not. It's not the official that is standing there that open it. It's that card that permits you to go.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we want. The state can make more money. I don't believe there was Zamfara. It's this new governor that began to pay 30,000 minimum wage. This new governor, Dauda Lawal. You can see Dauda was the one who started paying just a few months back. For so long, they didn't pay the 30,000. What is the size of the civil service in Zamfara? Can you compare to the size of the civil service in Benue, or Oyo, or Osun, or Lagos? No. But they can't pay. What kind of inefficiency permitted a situation in which Abia was notorious for owing workers' salaries? Even doctors in the state-run university, doctors were being owed for as much as 5 months in Abia. And that they call the state God's own state. But it was not run in a manner that pleases God. So these are the things the governors need to look at themselves in the mirror.
Right.
Some of the excesses and ostentatious lifestyle that they permit, because they don't want to deny themselves some of the comfort, some of the enjoyments that they've given themselves. That's why they are not prepared to look within. They will say, oh, we cannot pay this and that. But it's the law already. You must find a way to pay.
It's a duty bound. They have no other choice to pay the 70,000 naira.
Must pay.
Right, let's quickly go on a break. But before we go on a break, I'd like to thank Majid Jamil, who has been with us in the studio. And we will be bringing our sports correspondent, Min Akiri, to give his thoughts on the next discussion just ahead. Just stay with us.